Welcome to WagerTalk TV, guys. I'm Kelly Stewart, and this is kind of, we'll call this like our Vegas series. We've done a few of these videos already today, but we're going to talk about how to plan, manage, and more or less survive a trip to Vegas. Anthony Curtis at LVA_tweet. Vegas Chris at Las Vegas Chris on Twitter. Make sure you guys are giving both of them a follow. Chris, I'll start with you. So I've never been to Vegas before. I want to come to Vegas. What do I do now?
Well, I'm going to surprise you because I think the number one thing to do is to prepare yourself mentally. By far, number one thing, what's your trip going to be?
So after I book my hotel room, after I book my flight, I'm going to Vegas. I'm so jacked.
Well, before that, you have to decide, is this going to be a gambling trip or an entertainment trip? Because if you're looking at a gambling trip, then you're going to choose different casinos than you would for an entertainment trip. So you're not going to come for a gambling trip and stay on the strip and bet at those casinos. You're just getting a raw deal. You sooner consider staying off the strip or one of the lesser known casinos that are trying for your business a little bit more. But I think the most important thing is setting your brain up for smooth, relaxing, plan ahead as much as you possibly can, and just relax. Don't sit there and run and booze it up and chase the tables.
That's me. That's what I love about Vegas. And then by day 3, I'm dead, and I'm getting on a plane going home. This is obviously prior to moving here. Getting on a plane going home going, holy hell, what just happened?
Trust me. Relax. Get settled in. Dress up nice. Make sure everything's, just hunky-dory. Don't put yourself in a losing position from the very start of your trip if something goes wrong. And organize yourself. If you want to eat at a nice restaurant, make the reservation. Reservations are tough in this town sometimes, and the lines can be really long. Get organized. If you're traveling with groups, it never goes smoothly with groups. There's always somebody too drunk. Always somebody wants to play this machine or this table a little bit longer. You have to plan all this stuff out and know that you got to go serenity now, and just be calm and relaxed.
Chris is doing yoga in the green room before the video. All right, Anthony, what are, I guess, some of the tidbits you have? So you own a Las Vegas Advisor, a newsletter that's been around since before I was born. You give out all of the unbiased, and I say unbiased because no one pays you to write about their casino, good or bad. So you give out all this information for people wanting to come to Vegas or wanting to have more inside information, so to speak, about this town.
Yeah, I would say, the 3 Ps, plan, prepare, and then pace. Once you get here, you got to pace it a little bit.
We'll get to that in a second. Get right.
But I mean, the planning and preparing, whether you're going to LasVegasAdvisor.com or any good website about Vegas, you got to learn a little bit about what you're getting into and what you might want to do. Come here without a plan. The first place you land, you're not going to get out of there because everybody's got something coming at you. Do this, do that. Try our restaurant. See our show. Blah blah blah. So you got to be ready. You got to prepare for it. And once you get here, when I say pace, I mean, don't run to the bar right away. Just don't get here. Get off the plane at 11:30
Most of the time, people start on
the
the plane, though. I've noticed that. Like I just came back from not 1 but 2 business trips, and the people on the plane to Vegas both times were just slamming them back before they even get here. And I get it. That's part of vacation. That's part of what you're doing. But I think you're right. I think that's a good way to keep a little bit more money in your pocket as well, because then you're not wasted when you get off the plane.
I do a lot of flying in and out of Vegas. And flying in, it's always whoopee, man. Everybody's going. Flying out, it's solemn. It is solemn all the time. But when my buddies come, they get off the plane. They want to go straight to it. And sometimes by 6 o'clock at night, they're back in the room. They're gone, and a night's gone. And so you got to pace it a little bit.
All right, good stuff. Chris, I'll let you finish this one up. Give some tips maybe how to survive Vegas. Obviously, money management's going to be a big one. Not overdoing it's going to be a big one. Do you have any others for our listeners?
Yeah, I like to save my gambling. When I was a visitor, I like to save my gambling for the last day. Because if I was way down, it ruins my trip on day 1. Or if I'm way up and I pissed it away, I'm pissed that I pissed it away. I don't recommend renting a car here. Uber is so cheap.
Good point. And there's no reason to pay for parking.
You can Uber
and then you
everywhere.
can get drunk and nobody cares.
Yeah, use Uber in this town. The taxis, they have a reputation for long hauling you, and
they're terrible.
Dingy vehicles, and it's really kind of an eyesore in the city. But those are a few things.
Yeah, those are good ideas too. And I'll tell you what, start looking at Airbnb.
Yes, it's true.
I just did it in Jersey. I went to Atlantic City area. I did an Airbnb, and it was way cheaper than staying in one of the casinos.
Well, that'll give you too. Also, it takes you out of the casino because you're not there 24/7, which is obviously what the casinos want. But it kind of gives you that little bit of a reprieve from either alcohol or being a complete degenerate.
You
like
know,
myself.
the other thing is to compare and contrast. I mean, look around. The prices for rooms can vary anywhere from $30 a night to, you know, $330 on the same day. Now you got to look also at what they're going to charge for resort fees. You got to count that into it. That's a bad thing that's going on here. But just put the two together, match them up, and go for the lower cost one.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot just to finish up this video. Favorite strip hotel to stay in based on price. So everything you get that's amazing, obviously the Wynn and Encore is great, but you're paying for that. Obviously the Bellagio, same thing. Do you have like a really solid hotel that you're like, I love this one for everything across the board?
You know, it's got some good. The Flamingo's had some really good deals.
I was just gonna
recently.
say that.
Yeah, Flamingo's got some stuff, and they scale up. They got something called Go Rooms, which are like they're really like fancy. They're like New York lofts,
Okay.
and they're reasonable. They're cool, but they also go, you know, rock bottom, you know, low price too. So I kind of like the Flamingo if I had to pick one.
Okay, great. All right, guys, if you want to see more videos like this, just comment below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to WagerTalk TV.